Andriy is launching his own e-commerce business.
Woo! I started Flowium from laptop and paying bills for internet. So it was zero investments.
If your budgets are limited and your time is limited, look into something that is already selling. So you're going to get a small piece of a big pie.
I believe in AI in terms of optimization of your business processes, in terms of analytics, but I'm against customer experience AI.
Just because it was trending in like Reel and TikTok, it's huge. You guys know probably. It's called Brazilian Bum Bum. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Email Einstein. We are your hosts, Vera Sadlak
and Andriy Boychuk. We are recording directly from London. Another episode. It's our second episode in person. And I'm excited to talk about today's topic.
Today's topic is an unusual one. And probably this topic is going to be turned into a series of these little episodes. But we have exciting news. Andriy is launching his own e-commerce business. Woo!
Typically, there's a lot of team members were asking, "Hey, can you start recording YouTube videos or podcast episode about launching a business, like e-commerce business?" And I'm like, I cannot because I never did one. Then a lot of my friends asking me why don't you start e-commerce business? And I'm like, to do email marketing for e-commerce business and to start one is two separate things. And this is, to full transparency, it's a test. It's a test. I have a little bit of free time and a little bit of free resources. A little bit of resources, financial resources. And I just want to run this test to understand e-commerce business better, because I can see it only from one perspective. I want to see it from different perspective, and I think it will impact our service so we can serve our clients better. So this is the whole thing. Even if I break even, I would be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you, Andriy. I love to be on a consulting side of things because I realize that it's so much easier to give advice when you're not doing a business, actually. When you are there, it's a completely different beast.
Before we start, because we'll have how many, 9 steps to launch a business?
Yes.
E-commerce business. Yeah, we'll talk about generic, but it took me a very long time. It wasn't very spontaneous thing. It took me a very long time. And you, Vera, you and Andriy, your husband, give me inspiration about filtering businesses. There was a lot of opportunities already in my life, and many people offered me to partner up on things, and starting from wooden toys. There was some other, I don't even remember now what, but everything about e-commerce. But I didn't have any interest, because the thing you told me when we spoke many years ago, you said, me and my husband, we want to start a business, something about consumable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is that? And then I realized why, and we'll be talking later about this. But you were inspiration in terms of filtering what kind of e-commerce I want to start.
We learned it the hard way because as you might know, we talked about it. Our first business that me and my husband started and exited was Scratch Off World Maps, which is pretty much, this is a one-time thing that you're purchasing. Our customer lifetime value was one purchase, to be honest, because how many maps do you need? Maybe you buy one map, maybe you buy one more for your friend, and maybe 2 more if you're a fan of that project. But you put so much resources into getting that customer. Remember, there are stats that sometimes getting that customer, getting that first time conversion,
5 to 6 times more expensive than
to retain one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 5 times more expensive to get a customer than to retain one. And we had really good, very engaged community who loved us. They loved what we were doing, but all of the products that we sold, they were one-time products. So that's why when we exited that first business, our next idea was that we want to do something consumable, something that you can buy, and because you like it so much or because you need it so much, you're coming back again and again and again and again. And ideally something that can be that we can use that subscribe and save model for.
Cool. Again, we'll start in a second, but just this is very beginning. Again, I'm not sure if I proceed with this business or not, but what I want to do as experiments to start going step by step to launching a new business. So what is the first step?
The first step is, I'd say it's like a very, very big picture one, like finding the niche that you want to sell in, something either that you're passionate about or something that you see a big opportunity in. What was your process when you were like looking for different niches?
So going back to our conversation back in the days, I want to do something consumable, like a consumable product. It's and what do we have consumable? It's either food, the big industry. What else can be, or something related to? It can be kids related, cosmetics. It's also a big one, and by accident. It's like 100% by accident. I found this brand or this manufacturer who produces skincare.
Amazing skincare, by the way.
Yeah. And I'm not big. I'm a guy, and I'm like don't pay much attention to my kind of skin. I don't have any skin products, even when I shave once a month. I don't use any skincare. But during winter, my fingers are, how you say, I don't know.
Dry out?
They not just dry out, but they have cracks and blood start. And this is when
pretty bad.
This is when I start to use creams.
Yes, because that's how it works. No one uses them as a preventative measure. Hell no.
Yeah,
but fix the issues, right?
Yeah, but my wife always said like you have to use them so those things do not happen. But I'm stubborn. So I probably have experience with creams like only by using hand cream. And however, this brand was, this manufacturer is well known and popular in Ukraine. And I just contacted them. Again, we will talk about this. So in terms of picking, let's focus on picking the niche. Do I have any experience with this? No. My main focus was consumable. However, also I'm big on either sustainability or big on natural products. I don't believe in the anything. How you call it? Like
artificial.
Yeah, artificial. So back in the days, probably 4 years or 5 years ago, I was trying to buy a business who was big on Etsy, and she was producing cosmetics, but cosmetic from natural products. And that thing stuck in my head. That lady closed up their business because for personal reasons, and she never sold it to me. But it always been on my mind to do something similar. But do I really want to start producing formula? 100% no. It's just easier to find something already successful, something already working, and this was perfect match, which kind of fit all of my criteria. It's a consumable, it's natural, it does work. It's like many celebrities use this product. It's proven concept. I received the test products, so my wife goes through the series of tests right now, to tell me yay or nay. Again, and maybe she will say no, and then I need to reconsider if I want to do this. But in terms of picking a niche, it's something you need to believe in.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I told you that or not, but one of the failed business ideas that I had was the series of sunscreens. Did I tell you that?
No.
We invested like a lot of money into developing our sunscreen. Gosh, I can have like an entire episode about all of the things that I was trying to launch and didn't launch for different reasons that it didn't work out. But sunscreen was quite an interesting one. My thinking was also like consumables, something like ideally from skincare or like makeup-ish industry. And there are no, like when I was researching that, there was like not a lot of good natural sunscreens on the market. And apparently in US, sunscreens, they are under that category of treatments. They are not like just the skincare, but treatments. So you have to go through all of this like very rigorous FDA approval process. And there are only certain things that are approved in US. So that's why US sunscreens are so much worse than, say, European ones, because you have like certain number of ingredients that are approved and the rest has to go through the very rigorous FDA process. So That's why if you're thinking about launching sunscreen, think again. But other than that, skincare is a really cool industry because you don't have to necessarily go through FDA approval because everything that you consume inside has to go. Like our gummies, we had to do that. But skincare is different.
So
Very
actually, it was also part of my filtering process. It doesn't. I don't want to go through red ribbons or tape. Yeah, red thing. Like I don't want to, and I don't want to invest a lot of money. Like if I want to test, I need to go quickly.
Right.
Invest either $500 or $2,000 to check how it works, if there are any positive or positive for me by my definition, and move on. I'm not big believer, and again, it's maybe my limited experience or limited beliefs or whatever you call it, but I am not big believer that you need to invest $100,000 to start a business.
Yeah.
But again, this is just me because I started Flowium from laptop and paying bills for internet. So it was zero investments. So maybe I'm spoiled and I look at every business like that.
Yeah. Have you heard of brand Ordinary?
No.
This is like such a phenomenal case study. Maybe we can like talk about it on one of our podcasts, but it's actually a British brand who at some point started selling this very like simple one ingredient products. Their pitch was that you don't need to spend a lot of money on skincare to get a good skincare routine. And they started selling like this one product ingredient. So instead of buying like a cream, like a mix of different products with some sort of like scent and color, they were like literally selling one active ingredient because active ingredient is what makes skincare effective, right? So all of the other stuff is just for the experience. And they were selling this like medicinally looking little things. And the cost of, say, hyaluronic acid that they were selling was like $6, and it still is. They were like super inexpensive. They became a huge hit. They're like $1 billion company now. They're from UK, actually. I think some like big conglomerate purchased them, but their message was you only need to purchase like active ingredient and not the creams. And they were huge. Wow. Still are.
Impressive.
And they look very beautiful.
Nice. I need to check them out.
You've seen them. You just like don't probably. Yeah.
Listen, it's might sound funny, but I didn't even did much research yet. Again, so that's why it's very early stage. But it's important for me to even record this podcast episode to learn myself. What do I need to go through?
And I mean, step one is like finding or understanding the niche that you're interested in. That's like with our gummies that we were launching. I remember I came across this study of like the brands, like predictions for trends that are coming. And one of the trends was medicinal mushrooms. And we definitely had interest in that. And the other trend was gummies, like multivitamin gummies. And we were like, that's interesting. Why don't we put the two trends together, marry two trends together and launch a product? So that was interesting. But yeah, step one is finding the niche you're interested in. Step two is market research and competition analysis.
So this is probably the step I didn't do yet. So it's probably the next thing. But what's important here, Vera?
There are like so many different things to like research market. You can hire this fancy companies who are going to do the research for you, or you can start small if you don't have like big budgets, but you have like a lot of time on your hands. Like since we were launching Amazon business, we got this tool that can show you like sales of like other people and like how much they sell, what they sell and stuff like that. So we like literally analyzed our competition. Then I manually went through the comments section or like the review section and went through like 5-star reviews and like 1-star reviews, what people like, what people don't like. So that became like a criteria for us, what needs to be fixed. The same with maps. When my husband was researching the maps, one of the common things that people had is that, say, some of the countries were not on the map or the spelling of some countries were wrong, like this little things, because you want to like differentiate. But of course, big things like Google Trends. I mean, it's a free tool. Just like go and see whether or not there is interest like at all. You can like create interest for the product. There are products that are like new that they are launching and no one knows about. You can spend money and efforts on like creating the awareness for the product. But if your budgets are limited and your time is limited, look into something that is already selling. So you're going to get like a small piece of a big pie. That's how I'm thinking about.
Mhm.
So yeah, and of course there are like a lot of tools that can help you research like keywords and stuff like that. I use Keywords Everywhere. You're using something else.
I use Uber Suggest. It's just
Yeah.
one-time payment for a lifetime subscription.
Yeah. So it basically just, yeah, you want to see like the big picture. And once you understand the big picture, once you understand the niche you want to go into, you can start like looking into competitors, and then you can start looking into like smaller things.
So since this is like natural product skincare from natural ingredients, my vision is to start from Etsy. I already lined up the right partner to do it for me. So they will do the research. They already did a preliminary research. It's not big market or big money there, but still, I want to prove this concept on Etsy before expanding, opening the e-commerce store. I mean, e-commerce stores I will open right away just to have it. But the biggest focus will be from Etsy and maybe then expand to other marketplaces. Again, this is my newbie way of thinking. Some of you might be laughing here, but
I never actually shopped for skincare on Etsy.
But this is one of the popular niche there.
Interesting.
Especially, which is shocking for men's.
Why?
I have no clue. Like,
that's so random. I would never think even of going on Etsy for like skincare. There is this like joke. There's this girl like, I'm so tired of my kids. I'm gonna put them on Marketplace to sell them. And the other mom is like, girl, you made them, sell them on Etsy. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. But yeah.
Oh, handmade.
Yeah. But I do shop on Etsy, but like never for skincare. That's so interesting.
So
let me know how it goes, Andriy.
I know for sure that lady that we interviewed for our Ukrainian podcast back in the day. She was selling natural thing that she was making,
like the essential oils or something.
Not oil. She's doing soaps by hand, and she did some creams by hand as well. So she had like at that moment she had 10,000 positive reviews, and again, not everybody is leaving your review. So she was only opening the store twice a week because she had so much demand, so she cannot fulfill. So this is how she bought her first house from. So it was very solid business for her. And again, right now I have a right partner. Again, I don't want to name the names before I test it, but it's very powerful partner for Etsy.
Yeah, they're huge in Ukraine. This brand, I know the name of the brand. They are amazing.
Yeah, and I have a powerful brand, powerful partner to start us on Etsy. So this is how I want to start.
That's so interesting, Andriy. Tell me how it goes, because for me, Etsy is like a completely like new beast.
Sure. I mean, and that's why we're starting this podcast, because we to document the journey. And even if, let's say, if you are selling something and maybe you're already big brand, or like you have enough the sales, but you want to start Etsy or any other marketplaces, will be documented here on the podcast.
Right. Yeah. Step number 3, I call it build your e-commerce website, but it's probably more about like decide on your channels first and like build the channel that you were selling from. For you, it was Etsy, probably because it's like they already have like traffic there. And
I think you are right there, and maybe I didn't explain it correctly. So e-commerce, you must have it. So you must have some kind of website, some kind of web presence, and it should be your home channel or whatever you call it. It's your own, and then start selling on Etsy or Amazon, on all places. But you need to invest in your brand because it will take you longer to develop your store. You need to build a website right away. So it's searchable, so you can collect emails and this and that. And maybe prices on that website might be either lower or the same as on other marketplaces. But I big believer in own platform, the platforms you really own, because you don't own Etsy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I was just like talking to my husband who's like managing this 2 skin brands actually right now. And their primary channel is still Amazon for both brands.
Mhm.
And it's hard. It's hard because Amazon has their own rules. It's very like you don't own your traffic, you don't own your like audience. And a few days ago, they had this like issue with one of their listing. They're selling skincare too, and they put the word treatment in the listing. They just like used that word treatment,
Mhm.
but it raised some red flags with Amazon because apparently when you are selling treatment, you need to go through FDA approvals, get like a lot of certificates, stuff like that. Even though technically they were selling skincare, but because the copy was slightly misleading, or like, yeah, they had their account suspended for like a few days, which is for a brand as big as theirs is like thousands of like maybe hundreds thousands of dollars of losses.
Wow.
So yeah, eventually you want to own your audience always. That's a big one. But yeah, what about like choosing the right e-commerce platform, Andriy? What are you thinking? Like Shopify, WooCommerce? Like, what's your thinking here?
So since I'm planning to do this low cost, I mean, listen, I will not enter stuff manually, which like by my hands, like probably some of our assistants will do this. But I want to limit the subscription cost. So I was thinking to start on WordPress.
WordPress.
Not WooCommerce. I don't plan to build e-commerce, but I want to use some engine to write content. And probably I will direct all traffic to Etsy. But when I start, let's say, with maybe another marketplace, let's say Amazon, I'll probably switch the shopping engine to Shopify, and maybe, again, not sure, maybe leave blog on a WordPress because it's easier to manage.
Yeah. Shopify is expensive, but I got Shopify even for my book business because
Okay.
and
How much you paid? Like $30 or something?
40 something?
40? Okay.
40 Canadian. I don't know. It's like 30 something.
Oh, yeah.
American. Yeah. But it might not be the smartest decision right now to do the Shopify, but it's just so intuitive. It's like so easy for me, you know. I love how easy it is and how easy it is to like do this little add-ons and like this little apps
for
and everything.
me,
It's just the laziness thing for me.
For me, since again, it's all preference and what you already have. So we have resources in our Flowium company for web developer for WordPress. I'm already paying for hosting, so it will cost me all close to less than maybe $100 to have it.
Oh, okay.
And then no subscription. So that's why I'm doing that route. Again, it's based on preference. But since your brand, which let's say if I start from scratch and I have certain amount to invest, I would stay away from subscriptions in general.
Why? Oh, from subscriptions, like, I mean,
to pay.
Yeah, I see
to support the brand. And there's a platform called AppSumo. We're not affiliated with them, but what they do, they sell tools or tools that will become popular in the future. They pay you pay one sum for a lifetime subscription, basically.
That's so cool. One of my friend, can I actually do a shout out to her?
Sure.
One of my friends, she's a founder of Green Country School of English Language in Ukraine. This is like the biggest English school in Ukraine. They are amazing. They build this like insane platform for like students to learn English too. And a few years ago, they launched this book, like the study book or something, and they used QR codes. And back then it like didn't cost them anything, or they paid like some sort of like a subscription to some company or something. Like they paid maybe like $20 a month for all of the thousands of QR codes. And then the business model of that QR company changed, and they received like a receipt for something like $13,000 per month or something. Yeah. And that's why I see what you mean when you say that you don't want to like depend on subscription models, because you you can't control everything, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But through AppSumo, what I like a lot, again, the subscription you're buying lifetime, it's not subscription, one-time fee, but it can flap. You know, that company can close.
Yeah.
But the subscription you're paying like $40 for something like Asana, project management tool. We typically pay like close to $2,000 a year for that. But you can get project management tool for $40 lifetime.
Yeah.
On that AppSumo thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Interesting. I've never heard of them, but yeah.
Want to discover how much money your email marketing can actually bring you? If that's the case, let our team of email marketing experts show you how. With our free email marketing audit, we'll conduct a comprehensive analysis of your email marketing efforts, provide you with an action plan, and show you how to effectively segment and convert your audience. Simply go to flowium.com/audit and book your audit today.
So step number 4, and again, these are just like a very brief steps. Obviously, there are like more things to it, but sourcing products and inventory management. In your case, Andriy, tell us about your like model of like sourcing products.
There's no model yet,
Or
but
model you're thinking about.
Yeah, so it's basically everything will be produced in Ukraine
Nice.
and shipped to US. So it has a little bit more meaning as well. For me, it's I want to support Ukrainian economy do wartime and in the future. Like I'm a big believer, wearing Ukrainian t-shirt today. I mean, we are, me and Vera, we're big believer and want to support Ukraine all the way.
Yeah.
So it's important for me. Yeah. So basically produce products in Ukraine and ship it to US.
Yeah, that's actually, I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but our maps are actually
Yes, I remember.
manufactured in Ukraine, and they are still manufactured in Ukraine. Even during like the first weeks of war, I think they closed their shop for like a week maybe. And then they kept working. So even though the business is being sold or was sold, the money are still coming into the Ukrainian economy. The product is amazing. The quality of the product is really good, not comparable to like all of the other samples that we had. But
people know Ukraine because of the IT and like work remote, but it's also very good and profitable in terms of producing products.
Right. Yeah, it's a very like knowledge-based economy right now, but they do produce amazing quality of products. So I'm always looking into that market. But yeah, there are like different models of like sourcing products. The China one is still very popular, even though right now it's like less popular because of all of the taxation laws that they introduced and everything. But if you guys are thinking about like supplements,
diversification.
No. If you were like thinking about like selling supplements, even though it's like super competitive niche, I wouldn't recommend going there unless you know how to do well there. It's easier to go through American manufacturers, and there are like a lot of companies who can like white label for you, who can develop formula for you and stuff like that. Yeah.
So this brand that I'm talking about, we will probably do the white labeling. I will create the new brand from scratch because the name of this company, they have in US, they have a trademark for that name.
Yeah.
And big pharmaceutical company has a trademark. So if I start selling under that name, trust me,
they're going to come after you.
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, trademarks, it's a long process, but do you try it from the very beginning?
Yeah, and another thing why I'm thinking to do that route, because I also don't want to depend on that brand. Listen,
if something happens,
they have an interest to be my manufacturer 100%, but I don't want to, if they do something bad in you, is there something bad, or I don't want them to control the marketing.
Right. You want to have a full control of your brand.
Yes.
Makes sense. I love that for you. Cool. And then once you have your sourcing and inventory management figured out, that's another huge topic that we can talk about. But marketing and promotion strategies, once you have everything like figured out, you need to start thinking about like marketing and the way you will promote your products. Probably you need to start thinking about it before you even launch the brand. But what would be your like biggest channels of like promoting your products once you launch?
Sure. As I said before, I'm trying to do this like extremely low cost. So first would be Etsy marketing, like through Etsy. I don't know how to say. But another thing that in parallel, I will be investing in SEO, creating content, as well as collecting emails. So email marketing. So what we do with the best in terms of paid advertising, like Facebook, Instagram, I do believe in it, but I don't want to do it myself. I need to find the right partner, and I know it costs money.
Yeah.
So before I prove the concept, I don't want to kind of invest in that. But if I prove the concept on Etsy, I'll start investing, probably find an agency. I personally big believer in finding, I'm calling partners, but if finding agency, the right agency, because I know that if I started doing everything myself, I'll do a lot of mistakes. So it's just cheaper to find an agency, and that's
It's
why
just like a shortcut, right?
yeah, and
You
that's
can
why
learn
like
do everything yourself, or you can find the right people.
sometimes like people ask us question like, why do we need to hire you for email marketing versus ourselves? Like, do it, but you're not expert in that industry. That's why for anything paid ads would be crucial for this brand to
Right.
start, but it would probably phase one. Oh, sorry, phase two. Phase one, it would be Etsy and SEO.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, for us right now, for those of you who don't know, I also have like a book brand. We launched already 2 books.
What is the name? How people can find it?
Fungus. It's fungus.com.
Okay.
It's the same brand as for gummies, fungus.com. We are selling on Amazon, exclusively on Amazon. But actually how I build it, for now I build a Shopify where the add to cart and buy now buttons, they lead you to our Amazon listing.
I see. Just to be clear, because when I hear like fungus, it sounds like one word. It's a fun, like to be funny, fun, and goose like animal, correct?
Yes.
Like a bird.
Yes.
Or is goose bird or not?
Yeah.
But they don't fly, or do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
and
I sound so
birds
stupid.
and birds don't have to fly. I mean, penguins don't fly, but they are birds. Yeah, you need to consult your 5-year-old probably. She would explain you what the bird is.
Oh, by the way, I don't know why, but my daughter, my older daughter Angelina, she is she in love with animal stuff. Not just in love. She knows so much facts.
I'm like, I want to hang out with her. I want her to be my best friend. Please, I love animals too. I have like this thing on my bucket list. I have a bucket list of things.
Me too.
You
because
do?
Due to both of you, you and your husband, you sent me that TED Talk video about 100 things.
Yeah.
And okay, so all listeners, please, I want to challenge you. If you don't have a bucket list, try to put 100 things on hundreds on your list. And I thought it's so easy, like.
No.
And then I have to go Google it things. I have to put on Pinterest, and now I have closer to 90, but still not 100.
I have 51 right now. But that's partially because I started like a new list because I had so many things crossed out of my bucket list. I'm like so proud of myself.
What is the weirdest thing, or the thing that?
Well, Kilimanjaro was on my bucket list.
But it's not. Is it weirdest? Like something
no,
that?
I don't have like the weird things. Well, one that I will definitely have a challenge with, and you reminded me because we were talking about the birds. I really want to hug a penguin. Like really want to hug.
Let's go to Antarctica or something.
I'm actually going to Antarctica. Well, I don't know, but I have this saving account that is called Antarctica, and every week I'm like putting aside money, and I really want to do it like next winter.
Can I go with you?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. I'm afraid of cold, but
it's summer there. Like during our winter, it's their summer.
Let's go. I'll go there.
Yeah, but it's like a cruise thing. I really want to go. So, but they won't let me hug a penguin, Andriy.
Why?
Because I mean, it's an animal. It's a wild animal. You can't just like come to a random stranger animal and hug it. You can't.
Have you ever Googled how to hang a not
how to hug a penguin?
Hang.
Well, kinda. There was like one way of doing that. I need to go to Dubai Mall and they let you like pet the penguin. But I don't think they're doing it anymore because it's like cruel towards animal. I would be very gentle. So maybe I'll be able to convince them. Okay. But that's a dream. That's like my weird dream. Yeah. Anyways, going back to e-commerce stuff. So so the next important step would be like figuring out your customer service, figuring out your user experience, like understanding where your customer is coming from, how you're converting them and stuff like that. So what's your thoughts on that?
So in terms of customer experience, it's I'll probably have a dedicated person because I'm against AI. I mean, I believe in AI in terms of optimization of your business processes, in terms of analytics, but I'm against customer experience AI. Like like I personally hate that. Like, oh, this is the chat. And like, does this answer helps you? Like, no, can I connect to the human being?
Yeah,
So
same.
it would be live experience.
Uh-huh.
Either I'll do one person full time, or we'll use outsourced services. There's
Yeah, like help desk or
in
what's the
term
name?
in terms of experience, I like simplicity. So it would be very either shop by category or the quiz
Hmm.
or guiding in terms of product
And
recommendations.
in skincare, it's huge. Like
Yeah.
all of this quizzes,
And
very simple to set up too.
and another, going back to the previous steps in terms of marketing, I'll be big on samples.
Samples marketing. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, because listen, if when you enter the new market and nobody knows you, like how can you?
Hmm.
Yeah, how can you buy the big tube of cream or whatever
I
you?
do. I buy them all the time. If influencers like recommends me to do that.
Okay.
I'm big on influencers. Like I'm bad. Like bad. I bought this balm cream. Yeah, it's called, it's like $60 for for a cream for your ass. Like seriously. Just because it was trending in like Reel and TikTok. It's huge. You guys know probably. It's called Brazilian Bum Bum. I'm bad. But it's everywhere. It's like in Sephora, it's like everywhere. Not that
Did
I
it?
needed it.
Sorry, did it help?
From what?
I don't
Like
know.
I
What
didn't
is?
even need that.
But what does it? Is it like what makes your rear look? I
Not
don't know.
look. It's just I don't know. It's just like coconut smelly. It's like it smells like tropics. It's very I don't know.
So you
Like I
yeah,
can't answer the question why I bought it.
okay.
Okay.
But
Good.
they did the great marketing.
They did an excellent marketing. The best probably. Yeah, but that's all of the social media stuff.
No, for I think skincare, the social media in general, it should be huge, and the influencer as well would be huge. But I will focus probably more on micro influencer just to get started.
100%. Yes.
Like somebody from like 5,000 probably plus subscriber, not subscriber, what's followers, whatever it's called.
Subscribers, yeah, why not? My friend, again, going back to that green country example, because I just hang out with this girl like 2 days ago. She was in London before you guys. So they actually did a comparison, really interesting comparison. There is this like huge influencer in Ukraine, Masha Efrosina, you know her, probably.
This is how I find out about this brand.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's huge. She has like I don't know, like
she's amazing, and she has that
like millions of followers.
Yeah, and she has that. Do you see like big girls show with her?
Oh yeah, not my thing. Not my cup of tea. No.
Sometimes, like when we were driving like a road trip with me, just me and my wife, now no kids.
Yeah,
we putting, and it's like we're laughing so much.
Not my cup of tea, but I understand why people love her. But anyways, she's a big influencer. Yes, she has like millions of followers and everything, and
she has her own brand of lingerie, pajama.
Like casual wear. So she's amazing. Long story short, big name. Everyone loves her. And my friend, she did an advertisement through her. And even though she has like millions of followers and the target audience is like like only I think 1 or 2 people actually came from her. But then the same friend, she started working with like small influencers. So like people who have like 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. And her conversion was like insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it all comes down to like understanding who you're working with, and we should invite that girl to a podcast. She's amazing. She's amazing. Yeah, let's have her.
What is her brand?
It's the School of English, Green Forest, Green Country. You've heard of them, you guys. If you're like from Ukraine or from there, it's like literally the biggest English school in Ukraine. They have like hundreds of schools, thousands of customers, and that was like one of my first works in Ukraine, one of my first jobs. That's how I know it. So I was like at the beginning of that company, and let's have her on our podcast for sure. Cool. The next one is legal and compliance considerations. This one is huge. It's a boring one. I'm not a fan of this stuff. It's like such a boring step, but so important. Yeah. So all of the legal considerations, tax considerations, stuff like that.
So I would like, first of all, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not CPA, and anything that we'll hear right now, it's not probably the best way to go, but I still will do it. I'm exposing myself to liabilities, but I'm fine with that, taking that kind of risk. So probably I'll just do it through some of my LLCs, like not through, I will not open separate LLC at the beginning, because I will need probably 3 months to see if it's,
Whether or not it's worth the hassle. Yeah.
yes. But if it does, I will open. I mean, first I need to understand what's better, LLC or S corporation for this. But so this is my way of thinking with this brand, and the compliance. As we discussed, it doesn't have to be FDA approved, so should be okay with that.
Yeah, it's simpler with skincare, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, there are other
But
considerations.
I'll register trademark almost right away.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, for the name.
Germans are notorious for taking advantage of people who haven't like registered their trademark or haven't registered it properly. It's like entire industry there.
You know, honestly, like we spoke about this, and it's a bad way of doing business, and your reputation will go on. But right now, you can honestly can take almost any marketing agency, because nobody has a trademark.
Yeah, let's talk about something else. So many potential liability issues with this podcast. Anyways, yeah, there are like other considerations that you need to think about: data privacy, different like e-commerce regulations, stuff like that. But just as you said, start first, see if it's worth the hustle, and and go from there, and definitely go through professionals. I mean, that's my recommendation. That's how we done it. But yeah, you do you, boo. And of course, once you launch, once you have everything ready, once you have traffic going through your website and people buying your products, definitely have some systems in place to measure your success. Have some like key metrics to understand whether or not it's worth it.
Yeah, so it's important, and that's why I'm always saying, like, I'm not sure, like, if it's would be successful if I want to invest time and money. This measuring score, like, you need to put some kind of KPIs.
Yeah.
Do you want to sell 3 things per day or 3 things per month? What is your success? Do you want to get certain amount of money? And this would be your initial success, and then as you grow, you need to develop different KPIs and keep a scorecard for any of your partners. If you work with marketing agency, if you work with some kind of freelancer, it's important to have KPIs. Even the KPIs doesn't have to be numbers. If you work, let's say, with social media freelancer, tell them like 1 post per day. And let's say story doesn't have to stop. It has to be always something in your story, for example. So it doesn't have to break 24 cycle. Like, I mean, this is just giving you some ideas, but it's important to have a scorecard, because for a very long time in our company, we didn't have a scorecard. And 2 years ago, we introduced for all departments.
Yeah, I'm bad with that. I mean, I'm bad with that in my own business. At some point we didn't like count money. Not that we had a lot of them. It's just like we were investing a lot because it was like our baby, that business.
You hear a lot of this.
And we just started counting money, and we like realized that some of our products are not profitable at all. And some of products will have to be discontinued, even though like emotionally I'm very attached to that product, but it's just not working.
So even our podcast, like right now we're recording podcast.
Yeah.
So for 2022, a lead cost us through podcast like $2,000 per lead.
How come? Oh, okay, because you like account for all the expenses that we have for
podcast. 2,000 per. While let's say SEO is $200 per lead.
Yeah.
So this.
So you're listening to a very expensive podcast, you guys.
Yeah, we invest a lot of money in this podcast. So book a call to reduce our cost.
Yes, please. Yeah, so there you have it. 8.5 steps of starting an e-commerce business. And stay tuned, because we will be like discussing all of the steps in details.
And please let us know, either email us or go to WhatsApp, flowium.com/WhatsApp. Let us know if you're interested in this kind of topic. Do you want to learn more? Would you like to hear about the journey and what kind of questions you have?
Yeah. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. It's our last podcast this period of live from London. No, I want to say like in this quarter, because maybe I will come back.
Yeah, you will. London is beautiful. Everyone should visit London. I actually have my custom tour that I developed for my guests.
Nice.
It's based on a Paddington movie. because I love that little bear. So yeah, you guys, if you want a custom tour made by me, message me. I'll share some cool spots.
Cool. So let's go.
Thank you.
So let's finish it and see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.